There is a mystery about the mornings that many do not understand. When the sun rises, it does not simply push away the darkness. It brings with it an invitation from heaven itself. The early hours are not ordinary hours. They are sacred. The way you begin your morning carries within it the seed of how your entire day will unfold. And not only your day, but your entire life. Oh, if you could only understand how heaven waits for you when you open your eyes. It is as though the Spirit whispers, "This is the hour where destinies are shaped, and yet so many waste it. They rise with complaints on their lips, with heaviness in their hearts, rushing into the duties of the day, without pausing to receive the treasures that the morning carries. But those who learn the secret of holy beginnings, those who take hold of the morning find that their life is lifted to heights they never imagined possible. There are certain habits that when woven into the first moments of the day transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. They are not complicated. They are not reserved for the learned or the wealthy or the powerful. They are for the hungry soul, for the seeking heart, for the one who says, "I cannot live another day the same way. I long for change. I long for more." For such a one, I want to share 7 morning habits that will change not just your day, but your entire life. The first is the habit of waking with gratitude. The world tells you to wake up and check your phone to see who has written, to see what news has broken, to see what you have missed. But heaven waits for you to lift your heart and say, "Thank you." When your eyes open, the very first breath you draw is evidence that you have been given another chance, another opportunity, another day in which the mercies of God are new. Do you realize that many did not wake up this morning, and yet you did? Your lungs still work. Your heart still beats. Your mind is still alive. Gratitude lifts you into a place where miracles can happen. It aligns you with heaven's flow. For when you say thank you before you say anything else, you are declaring that life is a gift and not a burden. And when you treat life as a gift, the giver of life trusts you with even more. The second habit is to still yourself in silence. The world is noisy. It will rush at you the moment you step into it. The voices of men, the demands of work, the concerns of family, all of them clamor to fill your thoughts. But the early morning is a sacred sanctuary where you can be still and know. Do not be afraid of silence. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is the canvas upon which heaven paints. Take a few moments each morning to quiet your soul. Do not rush. Do not allow anxiety to rule your first minutes. Simply sit in the silence and let your heart breathe. You will discover that in the stillness there comes a clarity, a strength, a calm that no storm can steal. The third habit is to drink deeply of the living word. Just as your body craves water in the morning, so your soul craves nourishment. The words of men may inform you, but only the words of God transform you. When you begin your day feeding on eternal truth, you are building your life upon rock and not sand. Every promise you read is a seed planted. Every verse you whisper is a fire ignited. Every truth you meditate upon is a shield prepared for the battles you will face. Do not say you have no time. For if you have time to worry, you have time to read. If you have time to scroll endlessly, you have time to be filled with eternal wisdom. Make it a habit every morning to let the word wash over your mind, and you will find that your thoughts, your choices, your very desires begin to change. The fourth habit is the habit of movement. Do not underestimate the power of moving the body that has been entrusted to you. Too many rise from their beds and immediately carry the weight of yesterday's exhaustion. But when you stretch, when you breathe deeply, when you honor your body with movement, you awaken the energy and vitality hidden within. This body is not your enemy. It is the temple through which you live and serve. Care for it each morning with movement, and you will discover how much more strength you have to carry the duties of the day. Movement in the morning is not about vanity. It is about vitality. It is about saying, I am alive, and I will honor the life I have been given. The fifth habit is to speak life into your day. The tongue is small, but it carries immense power. Too many sabotage their own destiny by speaking defeat before the day has even begun. They say this will be another hard day. I am tired. Nothing good ever happens for me. And they wonder why they walk in darkness. Do not use your first words to curse your day. Use them to bless it. Stand in the morning light and declare, today is filled with favor. Today is filled with opportunities. Today I walk in strength, in wisdom, in joy. Speak not what you feel, but what you believe. Speak not what you fear, but what you desire. For when your words align with truth, your life begins to follow the path you declare. Morning declarations are not empty. They are seeds. Plant them faithfully, and you will reap their harvest. The sixth habit is to set your intention with prayer. Too many wander through the day aimlessly because they never took the time to align with heaven's purpose in the morning. Prayer is not merely asking. It is aligning. It is tuning your heart to the frequency of heaven. It is saying, not my will, but yours. It is opening the door for divine interruptions, for guidance, for strength. Every morning, lay your day in prayer. Place your appointments, your meetings, your challenges, your desires before the one who sees beyond time. Invite his presence into every task, and you will find that even the most ordinary moments become extraordinary. Prayer in the morning is like oil on the hinges of your day. It makes everything flow with greater ease. And the seventh habit is to envision the life you desire, not from the lens of fear, but from the lens of faith. Close your eyes each morning and see yourself living as you were created to live. See yourself walking in freedom, in purpose, in joy. See yourself healed, whole, at peace. The imagination is not a toy. It is a gift. It is a preview of what can be. And when you use it under the guidance of the Spirit, it becomes a tool of transformation. Do not only envision for yourself, but envision for others. See your family blessed. See your community uplifted. See light breaking through the darkness. For what you see with the eyes of faith shapes what you will one day see with the eyes of flesh. These 7 habits may seem simple, but they are not shallow. They are keys that open doors to realms of transformation. And if you practice them each morning, not as empty rituals, but as living habits, you will find your life shifting. Gratitude will lift you. Silence will steady you. The word will feed you. Movement will energize you. Declarations will empower you. Prayer will align you. Vision will propel you. And together they will transform not just your mornings, not just your days, but your entire life. For life is not changed by grand resolutions or rare moments of inspiration. Life is changed by the small, consistent choices we make in the hidden places. And the morning is the most hidden of all. What you do when no one is watching, when the world is still asleep. When the sun has just begun to rise. Those are the choices that write the story of your life. So I ask you, how will you begin your mornings? Will you waste them in distraction, in complaint, in heaviness? Or will you rise and receive the treasures that the morning carries? The choice is yours. But know this, the one who owns the morning owns the day, and the one who owns the day owns the life. Oh, do not waste another morning. Begin with gratitude, sit in silence, feed on the word, move with energy, speak life, pray with intention, envision your destiny, and watch how the heavens respond. For when you honor the morning will honor you. There is something about the early hours of the morning that the soul understands even before the mind does. It is a holy hush, a sacred pause between the darkness of night and the brightness of day. And in that pause, the spirit waits. Every morning carries within it the power to reset, to renew, to reshape the course of an entire life. And yet most pass it by. They stumble out of bed, still half asleep, already anxious about what is ahead, already weary before the day has even begun. But I tell you, if only men and women could grasp the treasure of the morning, they would guard it more fiercely than gold, for the habits of the morning become the patterns of a lifetime. When you begin your day with gratitude, you invite heaven's abundance into your heart. Gratitude is not a feeling. It is a decision. You may not always feel thankful, but you can choose to be thankful. And when you choose gratitude in the morning, you are telling the world and all its circumstances that you will not leave as a victim, but as one who has received grace. Think of it to awaken and say, thank you for breath, for light, for this day, for the unseen mercies that carry me. Gratitude in the morning loosens the chains of bitterness, resentment, and fear. It breaks the habit of negativity before it begins. When you rise and bless the day, you sanctify it. And once it is sanctified, no darkness can undo what has been set apart. There are those who hurry into the morning without silence, and their day becomes a storm of noise. But the one who learns to be still will carry peace into every encounter. Silence in the morning is not wasted. It is strength gathered. It is like dipping your heart into still water so that when chaos comes, you do not sink. In silence, you hear whispers that cannot be heard in the climber. You sense guidance that would otherwise be drowned out. The world trains you to always be moving, always consuming, always distracted. But heaven teaches that stillness is the soil where wisdom grows. Those who still themselves in the morning walk through their day with an inner composure, a calm authority, because they carry within them the silence of dawn. And how vital it is to feed on the eternal word when the day is young. If you fill your mind first with gossip, with fear, with the endless chatter of men, then you will reap confusion and despair. But if you fill it first with truth that cannot be shaken, you will stand secure no matter what comes. Morning light and eternal light belong together. When the sun rises and the words of life rise within your soul, it is as though heaven and earth meet inside you. And in that union there is transformation. For man cannot live on bread alone. His strength, his courage, his direction, all come from the eternal word planted in the heart at the start of the day. The body too must be honored in the morning. Too often it is neglected, dragged from bed without care, forced to stumble into the demands of the day without renewal. But the body, when given even a few moments of movement, awakens in strength. Stretch, breathe, walk simple acts, yet they open rivers of energy within you. Do not despise these small things, for they are not small. They are the tuning of an instrument, preparing the vessel for all that it will carry. How can the spirit soar when the body drags? How can the mind be clear when the body aches from neglect? To move in the morning is to say, I honor the life given to me and I prepare it for use. Then comes the tongue, that small flame that can light the world or burn it to ashes. How easily we speak curses over our day without realizing it. I cannot do this. This will be terrible. I am not enough. And so we walk into what we have declared slaves of our own words. But the one who learns to speak life in the morning has learned a secret that few ever master. Speak what is true, not what is fearful. Speak what is possible, not what is impossible. Speak blessings over yourself, over your family, over the hours that lie ahead. Stand in your room or on your porch, or wherever the dawn meets you, and let your voice rise with power. The atmosphere around you listens. Your own soul listens. Heaven itself listens. And when your words are aligned with life, life begins to align with your words. And then there is prayer, that holy communion without which no day can be rightly begun. For prayer is more than asking. It is aligning. It is surrendering the unknown into the hands of the one who knows. It is pouring out weakness to receive strength. It is saying, here is my day, my tasks, my thoughts, my fears. Take them and fill them with your presence. The one who prays in the morning is not spared from challenges, but they are carried through them with grace. Their steps are ordered, their words are guided, their burdens are lighter. Morning prayer is the oil on the hinges of the soul. It keeps life from grinding under the weight of its own pressure. Those who pray at dawn find themselves steadied at dusk and finally vision to see beyond what is into what could be. Too many begin their day trapped by yesterday's failures, rehearsing in their minds what went wrong, what was lost, what cannot be undone. But the one who envisions life through the lens of faith begins to live in tomorrow's victory today. Close your eyes in the morning and dare to imagine. Imagine healing. Imagine joydom. Imagine success. Imagine peace. And not only for yourself, imagine it for others. See the chains breaking off your family. See your community flourishing. See light spreading where once there was only darkness. Vision in the morning creates momentum that carries into every action. For as a man sees in his heart, so shall he live. Do not think that these habits are for the few, for the saints. For those with special gifts, they are for anyone willing to choose them. The young can choose them, and they will grow into lives of strength. The weary can choose them, and they will find renewal. The broken can choose them, and they will find healing. The prosperous can choose them, and they will find meaning beyond their wealth. The habits of the morning are no respecter of persons. They are gifts offered to all who will take them. And do not despise the simplicity of these things. Men search for complicated answers, for formulas, for secrets hidden in mystery. But transformation is always hidden in what seems simple. A seed looks small, yet within it is a forest. A word looks insignificant, yet within it is life or death. A single choice in the morning may seem ordinary, but repeated daily it becomes the shaping of destiny. The extraordinary life is built on ordinary habits. Faithfully practiced, there will be resistance. The bed will call you to stay. The phone will tempt you to scroll. The world will push you to hurry. But the one who is serious about change must resist the pull of mediocrity. You must decide, I will not waste my mornings. I will not surrender the first and best part of my day to distractions. I will use it to rise, to grow, to transform. Each morning is a test of your desire. Do you want change enough to rise earlier, to be intentional, to practice these habits? If you do, you will discover that transformation is not a dream, but a reality. Do not measure the change by one morning, or even by 1 week. Seeds take time to grow. Rivers carve canyons slowly. But if you persist, if you remain faithful, you will one day look back and see that everything has shifted. Your thoughts will be different. Your energy will be different. Your relationships will be different. Your very destiny will be different. All because you chose to honor the morning. Think of it. 7 habits, 7 doors, 7 treasures waiting for you at the break of day. Gratitude opens the heart. Silence brings peace. The word gives strength. Movement awakens vitality. Declarations release power. Prayer aligns purpose. Vision propels destiny. These are not theories. They are realities for those who practice them. And they do not merely transform mornings. They transform lives. So rise tomorrow not as one stumbling in darkness, but as one who knows the value of dawn. Rise with gratitude, with silence, with word, with movement, with declarations, with prayer, with vision. And do it again the next day, and the next, until it is no longer something you practice, but something you are. For habits, when faithfully chosen, become character, and character, when shaped by heaven, becomes destiny. And if you were to ask me, can it really be so simple? Can something as ordinary as a morning habit transform my entire life? I would tell you yes, 1,000 times yes. For the most extraordinary miracles have always been hidden in ordinary obedience. There is no lightning bolt from the sky, no trembling of the earth beneath your feet. There is simply a quiet faithfulness, a steady choosing, a sacred rhythm that begins to shape you from the inside out. You do not notice it on the first day, perhaps not even on the 10th, but one day when the storms come, and they always come, you will stand and not fall. And you will wonder, how am I still standing? And then you will remember it was the mornings. It was the choices I made before the sun rose. It was the seeds I planted in silence while the world still slept. For life does not reward the one who rushes, but the one who roots deeply. And roots do not grow in chaos. They grow in quiet. They grow when the soul is watered daily with truth and intention. When you choose to greet the morning with reverence, you are choosing to be rooted. You are saying, I will not live at the mercy of every storm. I will not be swayed by every wind of fear. I will be grounded in what is eternal. And that choice repeated over and over creates a foundation that cannot be shaken. I have seen it with my own eyes. Men who once wandered in confusion now walk with clarity. Women who once carried heaviness now move with lightness and joy. Not because their circumstances suddenly changed, but because their mornings changed. The inward life was rebuilt. The spirit was awakened. And when the spirit awakens, everything else follows. You can try to fix your life by rearranging the outer pieces, your job, your relationships, your schedule. But if the inner life is weak, the outer will always crumble. The morning is your chance to build the inner life strong. It is your sacred appointment with transformation. There is a reason the ancient ones, the wise, the holy, all honored the dawn. There is a reason they rose, while the stars still lingered, and lifted their hearts before the day began. They knew something we have forgotten in our rush, in our endless pursuit of more. They knew that the early hours carry a presence unlike any other, that the veil is thinner, the noise quieter, the soul more open. And in that openness, heaven whispers, and those whispers shape destinies. The modern world has tried to replace that sacred time with notifications and noise, with coffee and chaos. But the soul still longs for what it was made for: stillness, connection, intention, vision. And let me speak to you about consistency. For many begin with fire and fade with time. They say, I will rise early. I will practice these habits. And for a week they do. But when the feelings fade, they stop because they thought transformation was a moment. But it is not. It is a journey. It is a process. The fruit does not grow the moment the seed is planted. The light does not break the moment you strike the match. It grows. It spreads. It takes time. And those who understand this, who do not give up when it feels dry or hard or ordinary, those are the ones who see the harvest. The habit does not exist to make you feel good every day. It exists to make you strong every day. And strength is not always born in comfort. Sometimes it is born in showing up when you feel nothing. That is when the roots grow deepest. And you must understand the morning is not a rule. It is an invitation. It is not a burden placed upon you. It is a gift offered to you. You are not forced to rise. You are invited to rise. And how you respond to that invitation reveals what you believe about your life. If you believe you are meant to live small, you will ignore it. But if you believe you are meant to live with purpose, you will answer. The morning will never demand your attention, but it will always reward it. It is the quiet friend waiting at your door, offering you the map to your own transformation. There will be days when you feel tired, days when your mind says just sleep a little longer, and perhaps sometimes you will. But even then, do not be harsh with yourself. Return again the next day. Begin again. The beauty of the morning is that it comes every day. You are never disqualified from beginning again. Every sunrise says, here is another chance. Here is a fresh page. Here is a new story you can write. You do not need to be perfect. You only need to be willing to rise, willing to begin, willing to believe that change is possible, that your life can be shaped into something beautiful, something full of peace, something full of power. And when you practice these habits, not only will your life be transformed, you will begin to transform the lives of those around you. For light cannot be hidden. Peace cannot be contained. Those who walk in alignment with truth become beacons. Your children will see it. Your friends will feel it. Your workplace will notice it. You will carry a stillness, a strength, a joy that cannot be explained by circumstances. And people will ask, what is different about you? And you will smile because you will know. It was the mornings. It was the way you chose to begin again and again with intention, with presence, with hope. There is a rhythm to life, and when you align with that rhythm, you flow instead of fight. You create instead of react. You live instead of merely survive, and the morning is the key to that rhythm. It tunes you. It grounds you. It awakens you. It reminds you of who you are and whose you are. It lifts your eyes from the urgent to the eternal. And that shift changes everything. So do not look at these habits as duties. Look at them as doors. Each one opens something sacred. Gratitude opens joy. Silence opens peace. The word opens wisdom. Movement opens energy. Declarations open identity. Prayer opens guidance. Vision opens purpose. And as you walk through these doors, one by one, day by day, you will find that your life begins to reflect the light you were always meant to carry. You do not need to wait for a new year, a new month, a new chapter. You only need to wait for morning. And morning comes faithfully. It has never failed you. It will rise tomorrow and the next day and the next. And each time it rises, it brings with it a choice. Will you walk into the day the same as you were yesterday? Or will you step into the newness that is offered? That choice is yours, and it is holy, and it is powerful. Do not let another day slip by without recognizing the gift that is in your hands. You may not be able to change the past, but you can change the morning. And if you change the morning, you will change the day. And if you change the day, you will change the life. It begins small, yes, but it does not stay small. Like a river beginning with a single drop. It grows, it gathers, it becomes a force. And soon you will find yourself carried by something greater than discipline alone. You will be carried by desire. The habit will become hunger. The practice will become passion. And you will not rise out of duty, but out of delight. There is no magic in the morning itself. The magic is in what you do with it. It is the space, the silence, the surrender, the intention. It is the turning of your heart toward what matters most before the world has a chance to pull it in 100 directions. It is the remembering of your identity before the noise tells you who you are not. It is the aligning of your soul with truth before the lies of time to take root. And that is why it transforms you, because it anchors you in what is real. And when you are anchored in what is real, no storm can move you. So if you are tired of living on autopilot, if you are weary of reacting instead of creating, if you are ready to rise into the life you were made for, begin in the morning. Begin with one habit, just one. Let it grow roots, then add another. Let it become natural, then another. And as you do, you will discover something sacred. You will begin to love the mornings. They will no longer feel like a chore, but like a sanctuary. A place where you meet with life itself. A place where you are reminded daily that you are more than what the world has told you. That you are capable of more than you have believed. That you are here not by accident, but on purpose. And that purpose is waiting for you just beyond the sunrise.